Hello and well met, adventurers. It is me, Graham, or Graham Crackers. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, here at Graham Crackers, we are all about playing video games, TTRPGs, and role playing games with friends. Because making memories is the real magic all along. Tonight, we are once more resuming Shards of Anarion, our D&D 5e homebrew campaign set in the homebrew world of Anarion. I will be your lovely DM this evening, and it is so lovely to see you all again. I am joined by some fantastic players who need no introduction, for they are known throughout the realms, but needless to say, I'm going to ask three things of them, as usual. One, who are they and who are they playing? Two is who are they playing? And you know what? Their final question, usually it's a toss-up of some random prompt I think of at the last second. This week, I would like them to describe what their character looks like for you, the audience.
Uh, Troke's not here. I'm L, and I'm playing Kier, the turtle druid wizard. She looks a lot like her sibling, who I played before. Green, dark green skin, mottled shell, covered not as badly as Ning was in scars, and their shell isn't broken, but they also have like a giant garden on the back of their shell with flowers that change colors depending on their mood. Derek.
Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. I'm playing, who the hell am I playing this time? Verban. Yeah, I almost said Greyeyes, but that's Fridays. Yeah, Verban is a gnoll. He is a ranger. He's very, very fun. I love him very much. So gnolls are kind of like hyena people. So he's like a 7-ish foot tall hyena person. He's got this kind of black and tan coloring to his fur, this kind of like crest mane that goes down the center of his back from his forehead. And yeah, he's kind of dressed in these mismatched pieces of armor that he's collected off of kills. He carries this massive ass crossbow, and then kind of has like these pelts that he's adorned himself with as well. He also has some stuff that he's picked up along the way. So the main part of his armor was replaced by some really nice mithril half plate that he's now adorned with. Very nice. He also has some really cool goggles that help him see really far. And he's also got this kind of goldish mask that looks like a human skull that he can wear sometimes as a helmet. That's very spooky because he's kind of a grave cleric too. Yeah, he's great. You're gonna love him. And oh, he also has a cape or jacket that says Thunder Jugs from time to time and kind of flashes a little bit. So very stylish, yeah. But I'll pass it along to Fox.
Hey, I am Fox. I play Brodus, the dwarven bardlock. And Brodus is like your normal dwarves, a little bit heavier set, but not in the strong way, in the pudgy way. He wears the finest of clothes because he comes from the kingdom of Andalin, so fine clothes. He's a bard, of course. He also has a cape that lights itself on fire randomly, which is fun. Doesn't have the normal dwarven long beard, it's a short beard and well kept, and then his hair's kind of pulled back into a ponytail on the back. So that's Brodus, the pudgy dwarf. Moving on to who's next? Is it Sinra? Yeah,
It is.
I think so. Though she's having computer trouble, so maybe Zadar.
Yeah, sure. I'll say stuff. What was the first question? What my name is? It's on the screen, I think, right? Hold on. Nope, it just says Zadar.
I know. I had to take that away from you.
Shoot. I'm It starts with a V. Anyway, I play Zadar. That's the name of my character. He is a Dragonborn thief rogue, straight out Player's Handbook. Well, he was straight out of the Player's Handbook until Fizz bands came out, and then they did. He's the new type of Dragonborn. Anyway, what does he look like? He's a blue Dragonborn, and he does look very much like a blue dragon, kind of pretty gnarly. He's got like floppy ears, and blue scales, obviously, and one like big horn coming out his nose, and it's kind of like chipped and cracked, and he's got pointy teeth, and he's pretty tall, not like Verban tall, but like 6'1" or something, 6'2", but he's like really lanky, and he wears just, I don't know, like a heavy traveler's like cloak, so that you would wear outdoors if you're outdoors a lot. And he's got a lot of bags and belts because he's a rogue, and they're full of all sorts of stuff. And what's the interest? He has one interesting thing he wears. It's his goggles of night are actually, they look kind of like a masquerade mask that just covers the eyes, made out of like leaves, but they're very like solid because it's a magic item. They're tough, and he got it from elves back when he used to kill a lot of them for money, but that's neither here nor there. So that's it. I was the last one, and we've lost Sinra.
We have.
Or
So
Sparrow.
I actually put us onto a different screen. So right now you are
okay.
all anonymous, but I'm not going to. Well, that was quick. We've done it. They said it couldn't be done, but we did it anyways. We fixed the problem.
That was on me.
Thank you, Vinny.
I'm frequently wrong. It's fine.
Hey, if you can't be right, you're gonna end up being wrong.
So wise.
I try my best.
Mm.
It's all yours, Pharaoh. Take it away.
All right. I am Pharaoh. I will be playing Sindra Sattermain, a Leonin warlock paladin. She stands about 6'4", which is fairly average for a Leonin. Has a large sort of muscular build with several javelins and a rather ornate looking double-bladed scimitar on her back. She's wearing a pretty old set of ornate plate mail, several hundred years old, but built for a Leonin. And she's got around her neck a medallion that has a sunburst amidst several sort of diamond stars. She looks armed to the teeth and usually has a bit of a scowl on her face.
All right, thank you, everyone. So, chat, for those of you who it's your first time here, every week I give my players at the table an option. Either they can give the recap, and if they do, I will let them have a 1d6 that they can apply once per session to a roll of theirs after they have seen the result. However, if I make the recap, I get that 1d6 to use against them. Tonight, thank you for the crit, Kari. So now I have 2 crits on the board given to me by chat today. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna make a little note that says, use these to hurt your friends. But, that being said, we have had an offer from one of our players to do the recap this week so that I can't use it against them. So without further ado, please, what type of music would you like while you do your recap? Give me an emotion, a feeling. One when you're not muted, preferably.
Now I'm not muted now. I was trying to be polite, and now I look foolish. I would like the Doom soundtrack to be playing in the background. No, there's probably
Yeah,
money
that's
problems,
definitely not.
demonetized or something.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't know, just what did I say? Inspirational. That's what I said before.
Inspirational. Okay.
Yeah. I'll wait.
Thank you. That's not what I want. That's sad. Man, I wish I had inspirational music already queued up. I wasn't predicting for this.
You weren't expecting to
Yeah. Oh,
for
gosh.
anything
Okay.
inspirational to happen.
You know, I've got this.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like Warcraft 1.
Oh my gosh, yes. Sinra, you
Um,
have a disadvantage. One for Brodus, one for Sinra.
Damn.
Wow. All right.
Kari obviously doesn't know that the highest Brodus can roll is a 2, so disadvantage doesn't hurt him.
Oh, they know. I gave them Fox luck previously. So this is just payback now,
Yeah.
and Sinra got
Why am
caught
I
in the
lumped into this?
You got caught in the crossfire. I'm sorry.
The gloves are coming off tonight. But without further ado, Vinny, it's all yours.
Okay, recap. That's right. Remember earlier when I said I'm frequently wrong? So, last time we played, I'm pretty sure we murdered the stupid dragon, cut its stupid head off, bathed ourselves in its blood. No. Okay, yeah, we got into the city that we were trying to get to. We had just sprinted away from a lot of undead, and then we closed a big gate behind us, and there was all these undead coming and trying to get to the gate. Classic zombie movie stuff. And while everybody was trying to decide what to do, or scouting around and stuff, Brodus was like, guys, we should go somewhere. And then everyone ignored him, as usual. And then he ignored everyone else, and just assumed people were going to listen to him, which I don't know why he would ever do that. And then just kind of wandered off in a direction. So he was alone, and then everyone else like didn't even notice he was gone, and then went in a totally other direction towards a, let's see, some scouting was done, and we spotted there was the citadel inside, like the city we were in, which is where Brodus went towards. And then there was I remember there being like sewer water or something involved somewhere, but we didn't go that way. There was also a tower, big tower, and a door, not a door, a dwarven face, big dwarven face carved out of stone. And I was like, that sounds cool, so let's go towards that thing. And everyone listened to me as usual. So we we went that way. We walked over to the door, and that's when we realized that, I think first it asked us a riddle, and then Zadar got bored instantly and realized that Brodus wasn't there. Or someone realized he wasn't there, so Zed was like, I'll go get him. So Zed left, went and found Brodus, who had been talking to some weird big demon bird thing, and it was very threatening, and Brodus said, please don't kill me, or something, and it said okay, and then told him to do something, and then he went and did it and didn't get killed, so everything worked out great for him. The thing he wound up doing was going over to like a secret switch or something and activating it and opening the gate to the citadel, which is where he was headed anyway. So I mean, great. That's when Zed caught up to him and like flashed a light in his face with a mirror and was like, hey, what are you doing? Come over here. So he came over, and everything is fine, you know. So they walked together back to the door, which, well, the face, which turned out to be a door, because Verban is very good at riddles, and he was able to answer the riddle very quickly, and the door said, finally, I'm free, and opened its mouth for us to walk inside, as you do. So everybody walked inside, and it was like a study, I guess, with a bunch of elven bullcrap in it. And Sinra decided it would be a great idea to start reading a book, which seems reasonable on the surface. But the book following the theme of the session, I guess, controlled her mind a little bit. It was let's put it this way, it's a very compelling book, and it forced her to revisit memories or made her really have a happy time in her memories or something in her brain. And then she was like way too into this book, so Verban's like, hey, maybe don't be so into that book. But then Verban saw what was on the book, and he was like, wow, this is a great book. So he started having a great time in his brain too. And then that's when Zed and Broda showed up with, and everybody was together with our dwarven mercenaries that came with us too. Like 5 of them who were still alive, I think, maybe 4. And I forget exactly what the process was, but we managed to get Senior to stop reading the book, and Verban too, and we put the book away. Or we put there were 3 books that were magical, and we put them all in a bag. Zed was like, just put them in the bag, don't touch them or look at them. We put them in the bag. And then we left, and we decided, let's go to the Citadel because the gate's open, right? So we go back across the city, which is now full of undead because they busted through that first gate. And we were super creepy and sneaky, and we made it all the way up there to where the gate is for the Citadel, which is now open. And Zed's really fast, so he got inside, and I think Kier is also really super duper fast because she could turn into animals and stuff. So I'm pretty sure like Kier and Verban and Zed were all up inside the fort, and then there was the big demon bird. One of the big demon bird things came down. It was like and then all the zombies were chasing after us. They like spotted us, and the other people were trying to get into the thing. And then Zed he found a ballista, and he went up to go shoot the ballista, and then Verban turned the ballista bolt into a lightning bolt, which was super cool. And on brand for Zed, really, being a blue dragon guy. And I shot that thing with the lightning bolt, the big flying demon bird thing, and it was like, ah! And then all the zombies were like, whoa! I assume. And then everyone else made it into the thing, and then we slammed the door shut. I think Kier was super strong, and super strong wizard druid, and just went and slammed the door shut. So we're good now. We're in a citadel in the city, and there's undead and demon birds that control people's minds. The end.
Well, thank you for that. You can take your 1d6 used at any time for you.
Yay.
So feel free to use it. All right, let's get this party started. That was my stretch. All right. The door slams shut to the Citadel. The zombies and skeletal dwarven remains crashing against it, their arms reaching through, unable to find purchase. The birds flying, dripping that tar-like ichor, their split beaks filled with human teeth. That was a part you missed, but it's okay. Flying about overhead. Behind the zombies and the skeletons, that golem-like creature with the ichor-covered arm dragging a large blade behind it is slowly making its way towards the gate. It's probably about 200 feet away. Inside the Citadel itself, you are in a wide room. It is about 30 by 30. And there are a variety of carts that have been overturned and set aside. There are discarded weapons of old that are no longer usable, littered on the ground itself. To the further back, there is a ruined, almost like a wooden door. It was probably like a 2x2, about 15 feet high, kind of angled doorway that has long since rotted. Leading into a tunnel that leads further into the mountain. It is dimly lit by the glowing stones that have been kind of dotting parts of the city.
Okay, Brodus, you seem to know what's going on here. You opened the door and everything, so
Yeah, that's about as far as I got.
oh great.
Yeah. Well, I opened the door and then you grabbed me and we went back the other way. I didn't get to, investigate too much, So
Well, here we are. You're please investigate
yeah.
now. Let's see how
Yeah.
that goes for you.
Oh, it's not gonna go great. Oh, well, thank you. Oh yes, I know, but I don't even need it because I rolled a nat 1. So investigating where to go next. Just generally looking, because we just came through here to hey, to get away from the undead, what's the best route to get away? Not great. No. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Bros is just I mean, I don't know. We've just barely been here. We investigated that dwarven mouth. Could be back there. Who knows? That could be the way to go. I mean, there
Then
was more.
Why did you lead us here then?
Well, because I thought we would go here, but then really all that's here is this, broken down
We are
door.
behind a closed gate. We are going forward. We are not turning back.
But did you check everything back there? I just want to make sure. Just
not through the horde of undead. Well, I am trying to keep you all alive.
Brodus,
Yeah.
look back there.
Uh-huh.
Do you see any dragons?
Not particularly, but I mean, I
Then
can't
that's
see.
enough. And Kira's gonna turn and start walking in to the citadel.
All right.
It's okay, brothers. You tried your best.
I mean, I'm trying. I don't know what to do here. I'm out of my realm. I can't make business deals with these undead.
Must steady yourself. Breathe.
This is a good opportunity to try to learn something new, to be adaptable.
Okay, something new, be adaptable. And he's just going to keep repeating that as he follows Kier.
Were any of our dwarven companions injured in the dash through the...
No. They almost were, but Garak and you stayed by them, and you were able to keep things away, I believe, with the Guardians summoned by Garak and a turn of undead.
Oh.
And I believe that you killed 1 or 2 of the birds that swooped down out of 3.
I think we got 2. Are we still technically in mountain terrain? I know it's underground, but we've kind of considered it mountain in the past.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going.
Okay.
I think once you get to Underdark is where I'm gonna stop considering it mountainous terrain.
That is fair. I'd like to try to do some kind of survival check just to see. I don't care if this is like Gandalf going, "Oh, the air isn't as foul down this way," or whatever, but really try to determine best path moving forward.
Sure.
Okay, so that is a 16 plus 7.
All right, 23.
So 23. Yeah.
So, you tilt your muzzle up into the air and give a heady sniff. With the scent of decay in the city itself and just all around you, it is hard to tell head or tails of the correct direction. None of you were given the exact location of where this dragon is in the city. Are they in the city, below the city? There's not a lot of maps of the city to go off of. However, it is likely to you that the dragon is probably deeper down. A dragon of this size, you would have seen if he was in the entry of the city. There are a few paths down there. If you're trying to go as deep as you can, follow water. Waterways are going to lead you deeper into caverns below. You would know this from your understanding of mountains. Otherwise, looking for mine shafts or any of the mining rigs, if they exist within the city itself, would be a good way to get and descend into the depths of the city faster. Right now, you're kind of still on that entry layer of the city. From your time, even in the Crystal Caverns, you would know this is probably a multi-layered city. Like a
Hey,
reverse
Graham.
B. Yes.
I got a quick question for you. I did copy and slash buy materials for the old maps. Are any of those old maps of this citadel, or is this part of the portion that had been unmapped?
This is the portion that has been unmapped.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Nope, that's a perfect question because you did invest in that. It was of the surrounding areas of where the ruins of Mondag Tithe were.
Okay.
That you had invested in, which is
Perfect.
part of the reason you guys were able to get here along with the Maelstrom in a
Perfect.
direct way. Unfortunately, the person carrying most of your maps ran away.
Yep.
So, do with that what you will. Maybe they'll show up. Who knows?
They run, or I thought we like left them. With the...
When you
animals.
first entered the valley and gotten into that fight, they said, "I'm not getting in the fight. I'm going to stay behind and let you fight." You all lost sight of them as soon as the battle kind of reached its conclusion as the skeletons and zombies started running for you.
Okay.
Probably ran back to where your horses are and your mounts.
Or they're dead. Whatever.
Or they're dead. One or the other. Maybe both. I don't know.
Maybe both.
That'll be something I roll for. Let's run for later, Graham, when he's writing the next arc.
Pro DMing skills.
It's Pandora's box. We don't know.
You never know. Maybe it'll be a chat option. Maybe I'll let chat decide.
Schrodinger's map guy.
Is he dead? Well, yes and no.
All right, so I guess like Zed will have tried to like catch up to Kier because Kier took off first and just kind of be like very quietly say we're like, let me go in front. I'll warn the rest of you if there's something else going on back there, but I assure you I will keep my nose to the ground, as it were, for the dragon.
Far too much delay as it is. I will allow it, but we can't waste any more time.
Thank you. And then Zed will try to do the thing he's doing before, where he's kind of like 60 feet ahead of everybody else, just kind of going ahead, scouting the path, and going back and being like, this way.
All right. Roll me a stealth check. We'll let this roll until I say otherwise.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the die. I thought I melted a candle, got the money out of it. Well, I rolled a 3. Good thing I'm a rogue who is high level, so that's 23.
All right. Do you want to use your 1d6?
No, 23 seems good. I'm gonna metagame. 23 is a good roll.
23 is a very good roll. All right, noted. All right, Kier, Zadar, the two of you taking the lead begin through these model doors. You're heading down this old, it's almost sandstone in a way. It's stone that has been eroded to the point where it is almost like asphalt, where it has kind of almost that sticky feeling. It's like grating as it causes friction as you kind of walk. However, you know, I want some different music. That's too intense. No, there we go. I found the music. But there are clothes that have, like, mail that has been discarded, bits of armor cast down into this road. It is about 15 feet wide, and it kind of begins to coil in on itself, kind of descending like a corkscrew. You go about 60 feet down, you see upturned carts, you see marks on the wall of like where people were. There are goods like smashed vases and jugs, and various archaeological discoveries, no doubt that a researcher would find interesting, but aren't necessarily useful at the moment. Continuing down, how far are the two of you willing to travel before stopping? Or are you going to continue downwards until you reach whatever next route?
Yeah, I mean, until something would necessitate us stopping.
Okay.
You know, I assume I'm speaking for myself.
Sure. Roll me a perception check, if you will.
Yeah, sure.
Zadar?
That was slightly better, but it's still less than 10, and I'm proficient in perception, so I'm going to treat it like a 10, and I got a 20.
All right, 20. So, you continue down this corkscrewing pathway for what seems to be probably the larger amount of an hour. Moving at both a stealthy pace, but also not pushing yourself to the limits. The party follows about 60 feet back, as well as your 5 dwarven hirelings. The sound of your hirelings echoes, as it is a cavernous area. You can kind of hear the footsteps every now and then, or the odd foot brushing some jugs or some metal on the ground, causing it to roll. But you continue fairly stealthily, confident that you are not being noticed. At the tail end of the hour, the corkscrewing kind of flattens out, and it opens up into this larger overhang, which is the roof kind of raises about 30 feet from where it was, and it's a tunnel, but there are side stretching tunnels about every 30 feet leading down. There aren't doorways on the first 4 that you see. Then later on there are some that have doors set in stone. You have some that are kind of like metallic, some that are made of stone. The first 4 that you can actually see into, the first 2 are hallways. They lead to the east and the west. They head down into these tunnels that are about 100 feet long, and then kind of branch out into a V.
Zed will call a stop, and then go find Verban, whoever he is, and be like, "You're our foremost expert here on this subject. Where do you think the dragon would have gone?"
It makes sense the dragon would be deeper, so we should be going downwards. If we can find any type of mine shafts or waterways, those would be most helpful, then probably our most expeditious routes. Graham, is there anything else I might pick up on dragon tracking? Is one of the doors like dwarf size and the other one's dragon size, and I'm just bullshitting?
I would say this with your knowledge of dragons. Dragons can change their form at will. Would not stop a dragon if it wanted to fit through a door and it didn't want to blast through it.
Fair enough.
But you, with your understanding of the city itself and with your role earlier, what you're in right now seems to be more of like a craftsperson way. Like what you would be able to ascertain is to the left and the right probably leads to some sort of either smeltery or furnace area or, blacksmithing areas, or some way that they can upload or bring all of the goods from further down that they're mining for, like, washing and, jewel crafting? Is that the word? Yeah. But these look like subsidiary tunnels.
So really neither of these.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have to keep moving. I do not think that either of these places will take us to a dragon.
All right. Yeah, then we'll basically take whatever route Verban suggests.
Forward and downward.
All right. The group of you continue forward. I'm going to keep the marching order the same, unless otherwise specified by all of you. Once you pass the first 6, 7, 8 offshoot tunnels, some of them with moldered doors, some of them still standing, you begin to notice that the tunnel begins to widen and the roof begins to lift ever further. The walls that were confined at about 15 feet across begin to push out, and you enter this vast, flat, almost a plaza, with columns of stone that have been carved about every 80 feet, reaching up to the ceiling itself. And that continues on for a while as you kind of notice that you've kind of entered this atmosphere. It is dark beyond dark. Outside of your dark vision, you can't see anything. You can hear every footstep. It's so quiet down here, you can hear your heartbeat. And like the blood kind of pumping in your veins. And the range of whatever light, I believe Kier had a light spell on, reaches out 60 feet, nothing past that. It is an oppressive darkness. And it continues on almost identical. The floor below you are these elaborate dwarven patterns of diamonds and, not diamonds, physical diamonds, but of diamond patterns carved into various types of stone that have been melded together. Every now and then you can see the remnants of a cart or the remnants of gear or equipment left scattered on the floor. There are even, piles of dust where no doubt, a corpse was at one point hundreds of years ago.
Hey, Graham.
Hello.
With my devil sight, would I still be able to see the full 120?
You can see the 120, but nothing past it.
Okay, got it.
So you said there's just like a bunch of dust and ruin here. Does it look like there's any sort of, not necessarily just tracks in this dust, but like literally any areas that I can see that don't have dust on them, that look like the dust has been disturbed, like that anything's been through here?
Okay. Would you like to keep your previous perception roll?
Not if I don't have to.
Well, let's get a perception check from everybody, and we'll see what happens.
Oh boy, I get to roll this at disadvantage.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
I rolled lower, so it's the same.
So
Still 20.
If I'm helping Zadar look for like tracks and stuff like that, could I roll survival instead of perception?
Make a case.
Like tracking? Well, because we're trying to track
That's true.
movement and stuff like that, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you know, I'll give it to you.
Senra, did you roll higher than a 10 on disadvantage?
Well, my high one was a 19 on the die, and the low one's a 3. So that's -1, so that's a 2.
I have 10 total.
10 total. All right.
I rolled a natural 20 for a 28. Let's go.
Okay.
I won't find this damn dragon.
I hunt you, dragon. That's all I can think of. All right.
What about Verban?
22.
22. Verban, Zadar, Kier. The three of you begin looking around for various things. Kier, you're looking for tracks. Zadar, you're looking for paths that may have been traveled and disturbances in the dust.
Yeah.
Verban,
Yeah, I think
anything
we're kinda
in
looking at the
particular
same
you're
thing.
looking for?
Fucking everything is my favorite terrain.
Just give me all of that knowledge. All right.
Well, because so while tracking creatures, you learn exact numbers, sizes, how long do they pass the area. So definitely tracks. But yeah, also trying to keep an eye. I mean, we're trying to essentially go deeper, but also you are aware of, we remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in other activities. So
Okay.
yeah, heads on a swivel.
Awesome. So, Kier, Zadar, the two of you begin looking. Zadar, it is difficult for both you and Kier, even though you are skilled and finely tuned in. It's like picking a needle out of a needle stack with a dragon breathing fire on you at the same time and melting.
It's really rough.
Yeah. But you are able to see marks in the dust. They look like they are not recent, but something has been here. They are a few types of tracks. One is about almost akin to a snake's tail in how it's kind of dragged and moved. It's one consecutive sweep rather than, a footstep. The other one is almost like a human foot, a little bit bigger, but has 3 drag lines on each side following behind it. Like someone was kind of hanging their arms down and just dragging it behind them as they walked. Almost like hunched over. Verban, being the finely tuned ranger that you are, you, at the notice of these drag marks, you think back. What do you know about this dragon? And what type of creatures it controls?
Are you asking, or was that a rhetorical question?
I mean, either or. It was rhetorical.
Okay.
But you've encountered enemies like this before. The large, ichor-coated creatures with 3 claws on either hand. A penchant for being in the shadows. There is no better place for them to be than somewhere in these halls. But one thing you pick up on that the rest of your group does not is the subtle sound of a liquid falling over a long distance and landing on the floor.
What that liquid do? Is it like water, or is it like goop? Is there a to it, or
Hard to tell.
Alright.
Damn secrets.
okay. Zaid, do be careful moving forward. Here, you as well. Here I am afraid that some of the things that took your brother might be near, and they are, for lack of a better word, goopy. And I can hear goop up ahead. So let's keep everybody together. Use a dwarf as a shield if you need. Not
That is-
Brodus, I guess.
Do not use anyone as a shield. We should protect them as well.
Yes, that is what I meant. Give shield the dwarves. They have lost so much already.
Do any of you have extra torches?
I do not think that would be wise right now. It would
Why?
only draw attention to us.
We are already drawing attention. She gestures towards Kier's staff, right? It's
Oh, is
lit
your
up.
staff illuminated? Okay. All right. Thank you.
I think it is best to spread some light around. Particularly if
Should-
those monsters lurk near.
But Sinra, I think he meant we need to be quiet too.
I am being quiet.
Yep.
Take a torch, Brodus. And
I can light up multiple things. If you want, you could show me your scimitar, for example, or your shield, Sinra.
If you... Fine. I was thinking that we could hand some torches to the dwarves to give them more sight
Well, I
or
could-
anything upon
Lurbeline,
them.
like, raises a hand. Well, like, we have our own torches. Like, why
Well,
don't...
then why are you not lighting them?
I thought we were being quiet.
We are being quiet.
What does quiet have to do with light?
Well, you see, I figured with all
They're
the
different senses.
bonies chasing us up there, I figured that, if there's one centralized force of light, it means we can all be grouped up together. I mean,
Which is perfect for a dragon's breath.
Yes.
I did not think about that at all, really. Well, the dwarves start lighting their torches, and for their part, they move about 30 feet each, so kind of in like a pentagram around your group, so that the lights of the torches all interlap in an area around you.
I will pluck another white flower off of my back and just smash it against Sinra's shield as well, and her shield will light up.
He doesn't have a shield.
Oh, the hilt
But
of her
yeah.
scimitar then.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
Great. Well, what direction was the goop that you could hear in?
it was far away, but everything kind of echoes in here. I could not tell exactly. We very well might be moving towards it, but that is not the worst thing if we are also heading towards the dragon anyway.
All right. Zed will keep that in mind as he follows the. Did you cover what Kier perceived survival check found?
Oh,
Those
yeah,
the tracks
those were tracks.
Okay, got it.
with the dragging things. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so Zed is going to follow the long snake-like thing, because that's more draconic, he thinks,
Okay.
than thing with humanoid footprints.
Solid. All right, you begin to follow that along. Are you doing it quietly?
Yeah.
Can I get a stealth check from everybody?
And Zed would
Yeah.
like to leave. He'd like to be far enough ahead that he's not in the light, because he can
Okay,
see you.
so
Same for Verban.
All right,
Yeah,
so
no
90
fucking light.
feet away.
Yeah.
So I think
And I guess
torches
Zed
are
would-
what, 15 or 30 feet light.
I just run
Uh,
up and touch the Dar's tail and put light on it. No.
Just
I think they're 20-20.
oh, okay.
So
If they're 20, then
20,
yeah, 50
right,
feet
20
would be
so.
right right for it.
Yeah,
And
20.
I guess he would intimate to everybody that before he continues, like, make sure we move slowly so that he can, get advantage on his stealth roll mechanically for moving at half speed.
Yeah, Ruby will see in the dim light if Zed is going to be in the dark aspect of it. We'll kind of stagger it.
All right.
I'll stay by the dwarves so I can protect them.
All right. Let's see how stealthy the dwarves are.
I would picture like Sinra on one side and Kier on the other because they both have light spells activated.
You know what? I'm gonna be kind to you all tonight. This nat 1 I rolled, I'm gonna use a GM crit to help you out.
No, don't do that.
I can use it however I want.
Well, I guess you can, but I mean, it's just more disappointment for you when we crush whatever you have down there.
Don't worry about
Just
that.
saying.
Don't worry about that.
I rolled a 15 on the die, so 21 for Garak.
All right.
And then... I have a 13, which is pretty high for me.
All right.
With
And
disadvantage.
High five. I also have a 13.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Well,
actually, would my 13 be considered a failure? Because then I can do the talisman thing. Oh.
it was nice playing with y'all. Brodus finally rolled higher than me, so I'm leaving the campaign now.
Oh no!
We knew
Kier-
this day would come.
Kier got an 11.
All right, and for Ban, what was yours again?
24.
24, and Zadar.
31.
All right, with a average of 13. All right. You begin heading in the sound, or following the tracks and footprints of the sweeping kind of like snake-like appendage through the dust. How long are you willing to follow this? Until something happens, or until you find
Yeah, I
something
guess
interesting?
it's as long as it goes. Yeah.
Okay. Noted. So you continue on these hallways. They are expansive. The sweeping and swaying kind of trail kind of veers off left and right of where you've been going. Navigating beyond the pillars themselves, kind of giving them a wide berth. And after about 2 hours, you can no longer hear the sound of the gloop, as Verban put it. But you do hear the sound distantly of running water. And as you continue following this trail, you come to this wide archway that is lit up with those dimly lit stones. Kind of illuminating it from a bit of a distance. So I won't say that you've approached it within 60 feet, but you can see these glowing archways kind of illuminated. It is about 60 feet wide and about 60 feet tall. And that's all you can see from like the far off distance where you've become aware of its existence. And then the sound of distantly running water.
Okay. I'll go towards the water because Verban said to find water.
All right, so you begin to head towards the water. It leads you a bit to the left of this archway that's been illuminated. It's about maybe 100 feet to the left if you're kind of following to the direct point of the water. You encounter a wall. It's dark, man. I don't know what to tell you. You've got 60 feet vision. Then you double back, head back to the archway, and the archway leads into like this raised plateau and then a set of steps. The steps are about 9 tiers of steps, and then it veers off to the left in a left-hand tunnel that is behind the original wall of the room that you had originally headed to when you were following the direct sound of the sound. The sound of the sound. Oof, that's not a good descriptor. Ooh. But heading that way, you come to this stream. Not stream, but it is like a canal. It's about... Let me measure, actually. It's about 120 feet across. There are various like walkways that have kind of eroded and fallen in as rubble into the water itself. And about 20 feet from, when you have vision of this, you can see this rope. It is mottled in rime. And tied to it, there's 2 ropes, and tied to them on like these pulley systems are 2 boats that look about in equal condition of disrepair. To the left and the right, about 40 feet down on both sides, there are 4 what look like statues. They are 2 of which are kind of standing with great axes, and the other 2 kind of have these ornate dwarven scimitars, and they're just kind of watching the waterway. To the far end, there is kind of like this canal archway of stone and bone even. This fetid, oppressive darkness seems to like leak out over the water, almost like a mist on an early morning. And the archway itself has a dragon's face that seems to have been carved. And bones litter on the side, scattered, of various creatures. The water, even from where you are, is deep. And the boats look like they could hold maybe 4 people each.
Graham, I was going to ask how long we've been traveling for, approximately.
3 hours since you left the Citadel. Since your last long rest?
It's been a bit.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we have hit another calendar day since the encounter with the bone dragon.
I don't believe so. I think it has been...
Okay. I have something that resets at dawn, but
Okay.
since we are underground, hard to tell what dawn is.
I will let you know. About the time that it is done, you are going to get a set of exhaustion if you don't get a long rest at some point.
Fair enough.
So when that factors in, you'll know you've got it reset.
And so to that point, I wonder if this might be a good place to rest for a moment. I don't know about all of you, but the fight with the dragon and the skeletons and the barbed things and the running, it is really taking a lot out of me.
Leave for more than a moment.
A proper rest, I think, is due. If we keep pushing ourselves, then we are going to be easy pickings for a dragon.
Agreed.
Sure. I did want to ask, all of that down there, that, and he'll kind of gesture towards the big fucking dragon head, skeleton, bone thing, like, that's probably what we're looking for, right?
I thought it was a statue.
I mean, there was the statues, and then there was also like an archway with a dragon head or something, right, Graham?
Yeah, on the archway
carved.
there is a dragon's head. I will say this, it looks newer than most of the city you've seen.
Right. Okay.
And it's not made with like dwarven craftsmanship.
Yeah. So I agree. Rest, great. If everybody's tired, fine with me. Should probably find a safer place, maybe behind a door of some kind, to do that.
Have there been buildings here, or is this just like an open cavern?
The cavern you were just in, wide open as far as you can understand it. like a large plaza or highway or traverse way.
You say that
Last
Zed
doors.
ran into a wall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. We could go there. At least we have one side that is protected.
Yeah. Otherwise, the last door that you saw was on the far side, way back the way you came, on like the 5th and 7th through 7th sideway passages.
Okay. Yeah, as long as we're not on the canal, then I think like we could go like back into whatever connecting passageway led us to the canal. I think that would be good.
How damaged are these boats?
They are not damaged, but they are in ill repair. So they have not yet started taking on water, but it is hard to tell what parts of the boats are rotten, which parts aren't, and how much weight they actually could hold.
Then I think how far back do you want to go? If we stay here, perhaps can make some repairs on these before we must continue forward.
I don't think it's a good idea to stop right in front of what may be the entrance to the lair. I would like to get just off of the canal.
Of course. So 100 feet that way, or like much farther? What are you suggesting?
Gosh, it's hard to say. Like I'm just trying to visualize it. I imagine like the canal intersects with a passageway, right? Like how far down this canal
Yeah.
did we go before?
Not very far. You're like, so. Let me measure, because I've got a measuring tool. So to the water, it's about 50 feet. So if you were going to be right up on the water, you're about 25 feet away from the boats if you're at the docks. In the little side where it bends, that's about 80 feet away from the water. So you could back up and you'd be a total of 80 feet away from the docks.
That is what Zadar wants, and he says that.
Okay. Yeah, in which case it's kind of like an L-shaped room, and there's only 2 exits, one towards the docks, one back into the room you originally came from, the plaza.
Thanks for giving a crit to the squad, Bear.
Mare, how could you? They don't need these.
Then can someone help me, and I will relocate these boats onto land for some repairs. We can use them as a barricade, perhaps.
I will assist you in portaging these boats.
Sorry, what?
Portaging, fun fact, is
Oh,
the
yeah.
traveling with boats over land.
Yes. Because I do know that word.
You
Sinra
sure
does.
do. We are from a desert environment. Why would we know what portaging is? You just flip them over and carry them like a hat.
Precisely.
2 of the dwarves, which 2 are going to... Luberline and Bori offer to assist you with the boats in getting them out of the water.
Alright. They can assist me with getting it out of the water. I don't think I can portage it with them, though. We're a little different.
Yeah, no. They're more like getting on the back end and trying to pull it like onto the dock. They're not going to carry it. They're just trying to get it out of the water.
I mean, heck, maybe I can just carry it on my own. No.
Once they're out of the water, Kier will just silently walk over and start mending small places to fix it up.
All right.
Yeah.
How
And,
long are you willing to
Grok
spend
can
mending
do
the
that.
boats?
Grok can help her as well.
Okay, yeah. I figure Grok would help.
Well, we'll take... Oh, do we need to leave here to bed down?
Yeah. So
Well,
you're
I
bedded
was.
down like 80 feet back that way, away
But
from
we
the
can
water.
carry the boats there.
You could. They are
Yeah.
connected to a tether via the
Oh.
rope.
I mean, we can.
I'll
remove
just
the
cut
rope.
it.
Oh yeah, the rope does not look in good condition. I will wholeheartedly say that. I think I said
Yeah.
it was modeled and very old. If one of you cuts
Yeah,
the
so
rope, yeah.
I'll help carry the boats to where we're gonna camp, and then I'll volunteer to take first watch and spend my watch not really watching and mending the boats. But I'm not going to tell anybody that.
I would like to help Kier with the boats, and this is coming from I am not strong or know many skills, but the family I came from were all they were all lumberjacks and carpenters and things like that, which I did not go into, but I might have picked something up.
Fair. All right. I'm not gonna let you guys. I'm not gonna have you guys roll a strength check to get two boats out of the water with 6 people working on it. You're all capable adventurers. The boats easily come out of the water. The bottoms of them are covered in like barnacles and snails, maybe a few leeches.
I would be picking those off and eating them, just so you know.
Hey, free food is free food. So they easily come off. You are able to tug the boats. The bottom of the left boat seems a lot more damaged than the right. Whether it is wear and tear or whether it is just hundreds of years of neglect, hard to tell. But it does look like in certain parts the timber has very little capacity of holding. So, Kier, you're taking first watch? Anybody else?
Anybody else
Yeah.
for first watch or any watches at all?
Hey, you all tell me. Who's taking a watch? 2 of the dwarves will take watches.
Ruben, let's take a watch.
I'll take the last watch.
All right. And Kier, you said you were actively mending the boat, not watching?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
I'll like stop every half hour or something and take a peek around, but
Okay.
Zed will do last watch too, so he'll sleep first.
Okay. Well, on Kier's watch. Okay. All right. Oh, that's a little bit too... Oh, that's a little bit too intense for me. There we go. All right. Kier, your watch begins. The light on your staff illuminating most of your group, where they have bedded down, and the boats that have... I assume you have all kind of flipped the boats so you can see the underside, which is the most important part. You begin mending. The small cracks and breaks in the timber, easy enough to fix. The rot, not something mending can fix.
Kier, you want some help or just over?
shouldn't you be sleeping?
I'm fine.
There's certain parts I cannot fix.
What if we you know, I don't know, tied some rope on those parts, tied it together.
Newer wood would be better.
You want me to go look for more wood?
If
No.
you want.
I'm not doing anything else, so I guess sure. Why not? Uh let's see. Graham, on our way out, did we see anything?
Yeah, so glad you asked. Plenty of wagons that you've seen upturned that were made out of wood.
Huh.
Plenty of timber to use. Just have to find it.
Okay.
There was some even in the plaza, maybe like 45 minutes away.
Oh, that's a long ways away.
Maybe 20 minutes. It's hard to tell when you're in the darkness.
Was there any wood over by where the canal was?
No.
No. Okay.
Unless you're going to tear up parts of the dock, which is probably not advisable.
I mean, a couple planks missing isn't that bad.
Also, they're probably along similar qualities.
Yeah. You know, heck it. Let's go look for some wood. I'm not going 45 minutes. I'm going maybe at most 10 minutes out.
Okay.
Make sure to try and get a scream out if you get attacked.
Okay.
And I'll just go back to mending the boat.
Okay.
Man just stirs in his sleep, but Brutus senses tingling.
Brodus was a leash kid. Confirmed. All right, Brodus. 10 minutes out? All right. Roll me. You know what? Let's make this interesting. Why not?
Don't have me roll.
I'm not going to have you roll anything. I'm going to roll something and... Let's get some music. I'm going to roll a die. Brodus.
Would have prepped water walk. God damn it. I have the spell.
I'm
We're all
gonna roll-
fucking books.
Here has it prepped.
I'm going to roll a D100.
Okay.
You were going to guess low or high.
Lower, higher than what?
Lower than 50, higher than 50.
Oh, great. 50-50 shot.
50-50
Better than my
shot.
normal odds. Yeah.
Better than most of your dice roll. Of course, I would lose the dice. Alright, there we go. Alright. I have my dice roll. High or low, Brutus? And before you guess, this is potentially a heroic moment.
Potentially. Okay.
Something really bad could happen, or something really good.
Well,
Are you willing to bet on a 50-50?
yeah, of course. Low.
Low. Alright. Brodus.
Mhm.
You have 120 feet with your double sight, making your search much easier. Your feet, your dwarven feet, step on a plaza that has been unwalked by dwarves in centuries. The halls themselves are cold, dank, and oppressively dark. 5 minutes pass. Nothing. You're unable to find any wood that at least would be of use. You find an assorted group of knickknacks. You know, an old dwarven porcelain doll with its arm broken from being dropped. A sack of coins of ancient dwarven make. You find discarded torches, stone tablets that have kind of got dwarven writing on them that were kind of set on the ground or, you know, broken and shattered. You continue onward, pressing to the edge of your 10 minutes, and you hear it is coming closer, but you can't see where.
But I can hear it's coming closer from ahead of me.
Hard to tell. It sounds like it is all around you.
Oh, well, that's a thing.
The roll on my dice was a 91.
Oh, well, that's even better. That's low, right?
No. Low in the sense that it is exactly like that, but not at all.
Right. I would like to start moving back towards Kier, but also keep scanning the area.
Okay. Kier is about 10 minutes away.
Okay, that's fine.
You continue scanning. Give me one perception check.
We'll see about that. Ooh. Oh my word. 22.
Wow, all right. 22. So, you turn to go head back, and you start kind of making your way back. The sound is coming from all over. You catch glimpses out of your periphery, and you can swear that that ichor-like ooze is dripping down the large columns that reach up to the ceiling. But as soon as you kind of tilt your head to go look and to confirm, it is not there. And there you spot, nestled between the ruins of like a fallen column, a wagon. It is a bit shattered, but there are wooden pieces lying all around it. However, there are also bones lying underneath the destroyed column inside the wagon.
Okay. I want to take my information and go back to Kier.
Okay. All right. Are you being stealthy?
As stealthy as one can be, yes.
Okay. It was a trick question. Everything in this room already knows you're here.
Well, it just means I'm moving slower. It's fine.
All right. You begin to make probably like 8 minutes at this moment. Would you be saying anything at any point? Or are you saving your voice for when you get within sight of camp?
I'm saving my voice for one of two things. One, if I'm within sight range of Kier, and I can, vocally, without yelling, be like, Kier. Or if I feel something grab me, I'm going to scream, Kier. One of the two.
Okay. Noted. So, you begin heading back, your feet kind of catching on the stone as you make your way. At about 3 minutes away, but at your best estimate, you spot another figure out on the floor. They are the same height as you. And they are facing away from you at the moment. They are dressed in armor. And they are holding a torch. And they seem to be looking at one of the columns.
Is this a figure I recognize or no?
Yeah, this is one of the dwarves that accompanied you here. This is Millie.
Is there a way Brodus, with his almost negative strength, and by almost I mean -2 strength, can snap them out of it by pushing them along?
It doesn't look like they're in a trance. It looks more
Okay.
like they are looking at something. Like they're kind of looking up towards the roof, and one of their hands is like holding a torch, and the other one is kind of like right near their weapon.
Yeah. I'm going to be running by and being like, "Let's go!"
What?
No, get.
But there's something. I swear, there's something up there.
It doesn't matter. Let's go.
All right, better safe than sorry, I suppose. She begins to kind of follow you back. And you kind of take the lead, I'm assuming, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, you arrive back at the camp. You are within sight of it, and you turn around and Millie is gone. And you kind of gaze back about towards the end of your 120 feet vision. You see a torch lying on the ground.
Well, it wasn't me. Moving forward, going back to Kier.
You make it there with no more hassles.
You forget the wood.
Well, about that, I found the wood.
Well, yes,
But-
there was lots of wagons back there.
Right, I found it, but then there was a lot of noises of things that could probably kill me, which is many things. And then I found Millie or Tori or Billy. Oh, what's their name? One of the other dwarves was out there. They're looking for things. I told them to run, and now their torches on the ground. They're disappearing. They're probably dead. So, yep. There's things.
What kind of sound were you hearing?
A gloop.
That's what scared you, a dripping sound.
A dripping gloop of the things that glooped before that killed Ning. I think.
Really?
The sound Verban was saying.
Perfect. I'm gonna get up and start heading that direction.
Kier, I'm going to be following Kier and just being like, no, I think this is not a great idea. I think we should wait for the others and then come back.
No, they're sleeping. It's fine. We're just gonna get some wood. Just need to fix the boats.
Okay, going with Kier.
Here, what does Brodus carry?
What does Brodus carry? Well,
Does Brodus have any weapons or anything?
His crossbow.
He has a crossbow and a short sword. Most likely he would be using the short sword and, well, his magic, but his short sword because, well, he's not great with the crossbow.
Okay, so I'll just touch the blade of his sword
Mhm.
and cast light on it.
What do I have to roll to wake up right now?
Yeah.
What's your passive
I'm not being
perception?
quiet.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
not
your
being
passive
quiet,
Passive is
bro.
17.
I would say you hear the sound of two distinct sets of footsteps leaving camp. Anyone
Okay.
above a 15 will say. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's Karak too.
That is enough to stir Verban. I mean, his Brodus sense has been going off like klaxons for a while now. They settled down there for a little bit, but now it's just that's blaring again. So he'll stir. Are they gone by the time that he's up, or are they?
I would say that by the time that you kind of rise and get your bearings and like grab your equipment, I would say
I wasn't
maybe like
running or
2
anything.
minutes walking distance. And maybe one. But you would first things you would notice is Millie's not there, Brodus is not there, Kira's not there.
Oh, good. The people that were on watch. Cool. Great. Love that. I will wake one of the dwarves, and whichever one was going to be next on watch.
Yeah, that would be that would be Philly and Tori.
Okay. You two. You are on watch now. I'm sorry it is earlier than it has to be. I am tired too. Sinra, Zed, Brodus probably did something, and Kira is gone too. I am going to go find them. Feel free to get rest if you want, but nobody's watching town.
Where is Brodus?
I'm going
What
to
have-
find him. He's fine, sleep. And I'm going to probably very easily track Brodus. Yeah, I was because I have a
It's
passive.
not hard.
I have a passive survival of 17.
Also, they're
I
the
could-
only bright spot in this entire room. Just like a glowing sword.
Sometimes
then a
I feel like
torch.
Brodus also kind of walks like duck-footed, a little bit. Yeah, just kind of waddles.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run after them.
Wait, I'm getting up.
Zed will tell the dwarves that we're just woken up to wake up the rest of. Just wake everybody up. Something's happening.
Yeah,
And
they'll
you
do
stay
it.
here. And I'm gonna go.
Uh,
Sinra, you catch up whenever. Okay, bye.
I'm coming.
Lurbaline,
Put on all of your armor.
yeah, Lurbaline and Gawain
No.
actually are going to follow after Usadar, leaving the other the other, the other two dwarves at camp.
No. I mean, Zed will tell. No. You all just stay
Are you
together.
sure?
One group. Yeah. You're
All right,
fine.
all right. They flip the boats over to form like a makeshift wall, and they kind of like port them up and take
Yeah.
two on either side and put the crossbows out, and they're just like hunkered down.
Great. Yes.
I
Perfect.
will leave my plate mail with them because it would take too long to put on.
All right.
So
And I assume Garak is. Yeah, he's up. Probably. I mean, he's gonna do whatever Sinra does, I guess.
So catching up to the turtle and dwarf, and their I guess their detective names, like their 80s buddy cop. Turtle and dwarf, you crashed another city bus. No, what are you two doing?
So I found wood, but I couldn't get close enough to the wood because I heard a gloop. And then I told Kira about the gloop because you had told Kira about the gloop. And then Kira wanted to go investigate the gloop to get the wood so that we could fix the boats. One thing led to another, and we're here. There's gloop. Oh,
Said the
and
sound was a creature that
Billy
the dragon
is
controlled
dead.
that
Or
killed Ning.
Millie, or yeah.
Brodus, I am consistently astounded at how a bard can be so bad at talking. Here,
He's a bard?
we will.
I thought he was just like the commoner that had hired all of you.
I am, basically.
Column A, column B. Yeah.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
Here, I promise we are going to avenge Ning, but you cannot go off on your own. These things are very dangerous, and if Brodus heard one of them and came back to camp, that was the smart thing to do. The not smart thing,
See?
Brodus, was telling Kier about the thing that she is looking for to avenge her brother, to go off on a solo mission. Please
I
put out
thought-
the glowing sword.
Well, I didn't make it glowing. Kier made it glowing. I don't know
I'm
how to
talking
stop
to
it.
everyone.
Just touch it, Brodus.
He just touches it.
I cancel the spell as soon as he touches it. Oh, you're more magical than you thought.
Yeah. I came from the Bardic School of Business. So,
Must not be a very popular one.
No.
It's very exclusive.
Yeah. I had to pay extra tuition on top of tuition, and it's fine. But I
Why
thought,
did you think to go closer to the water and not near any of the carts that we had already safely passed before?
no? Well, it was like 45 minutes away. I wanted to get the wood.
Some of the hull of the ship, of the boats, is not repairable by my magic.
So I was doing a favor, and then one thing
So I
led to
figured
another.
if I could
glue.
get wood and burn into had the 9 hells, one of the things that potentially killed my sibling. It was like what do they call it in business school, Brodus? 2 birds, 1 stone?
It's more like 3 kobolds, one fireball.
I apologize for.
Oh no, please! I'm glad you're here. Please yell at Brodus.
You said I did
think
the
the
right
problem
thing.
here is that you two are thinking not as the group, but with your own minds. You are supposed to be watching us. You are not watching us. What if something came up and attacked us while we were sleeping?
You are thinking with your wood.
No. Kier
Well,
was.
That's why I was going to kill the thing that could potentially have attacked the camp.
There
And
is
then it
not
wouldn't
just
have worried
one
about
thing here.
Well,
There are many things around us. You know this.
when
An
I
entire group of us
first
barely
left,
killed 2.
I'm just saying when I
A group
first
of you
left,
didn't have me.
Kier was still watching you. I was getting the wood as a favor for Kier.
Plus, there's a missing dwarf.
Right.
If we are
Billy.
to kill a dragon, we must work as a team. You are not working as a team.
I mean, I thought that's what was working as a team. Kier was mending the boat. I was finding
No.
wood.
You
for
are going
the
off on your
boat.
own when you are supposed to be watching us. And Kier, you are thinking with a desire for revenge, which I understand. I understand what it feels like to lose. But you cannot do this. You cannot rush off. You cannot fight the first thing that you want to fight.
Is the gloop
Stay
getting
with
louder?
us.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, with all of us yelling, roll me, anyone that is not Sinra. Because Sinra is talking, so I don't think you would be audibly listening at this point. Roll me a perception check.
I was
13.
gonna type this in just to not interrupt what was going on, but since we've there's time to say it now. Zed would have not been in the light, he's just
Okay.
kind of standing a little bit behind
Okay, that's fair.
and letting all that happen.
Sure. Are you by a column, or are you in the open?
I mean, he's sticking as close to things that he could use for cover as possible, but I meant
So
we're
probably a
moving,
column?
so but yeah, probably a column if that's not
Okay, good.
25 perception.
25.
23.
13.
13. Brodus, you notice nothing with the tirade of Sinra just
Here
in your
is-
face.
Kier is listening to Sinra, and you can see the flowers on the back of her shell turning like a deep crimson. And she's not listening either because she got a 12.
Garak got a 22.
22. Alright. Zadar, Verban, and Garak. The 3 of you are a little bit more tuned into the dangers, I think, at this moment. Now, let's change. You hear Zadar first. It's not quite so much hearing. You feel something land on your shoulder, closest to the column. Almost like a thick drop.
I breathe lightning on it. No.
Your gaze goes up, and almost as soon as it does, there is a ichor, that black tar-like substance, coming down the column. You see 80 feet up-ish. Do you have 80 feet of vision right now? Maybe 60.
Yeah, I got 6.
Okay. You don't hear this, but mixed with the tar on your shoulder is blood, and you hear the muffled, injured cries of a dwarf up above you. And you see from the ichor that has entered your vision, which continues probably farther up than you know, a claw. But this is different. This is not a claw of bone and tar. This is gilded gold, etched with dwarven runes as it claws and pulls down the column as this leonin-like creature begins to pull itself out of the tar itself clinging to this body of gilded bones. Its mouth leonin with two giant teeth encapsulated with a mix of ichor and gold and two eyes that burn with a baleful green glow. Its tail, the last bit you see, is serpentine and coiled with spikes that come off on each side of it. And you can see the bare side of a boot hanging out of the tar by the table. And I think that's where we're going to take our break. So we'll be back in, let's say, 10 minutes? 10 minutes or 15? 10 minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Yeah. We'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody. Don't go anywhere. The mischief will continue on the turtle and dwarf train. So we'll see you in a quick 10 minutes. We'll be right back.
Toot toot.
Hey everybody, we're back. I hope you didn't miss us too much. But we are once more picking up Shards of Anarion. If you are just tuning in, now is the perfect time to tune in, as our party have entered combat in the depths of Mondag Tithe, a undead city full of dwarves of a long ago empire. Having rushed out into the middle of a dark plaza, long untread, in search of wood to use to repair boats and their missing dwarf companion, party have noticed something is awry. And with that, and you added your d6. Okay, so you've got the 28. All right, top of the order is going to be Zadar.
Yes, I used my d6 and rolled a 6 on it so that I could go first, because otherwise I wouldn't have. I don't like that. So Zed's standing near a column, and he got goop on his shoulder, and that's nasty. And you look up and he sees this thing munching on one of our mercenaries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I get the impression that this thing, like, is it looking at him or?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is
cool.
akin to like this creature's pulling itself out of the ichor with the expressed intent. It's like a large hunting cat. Like this thing is crawling out ready to pounce.
Okay. And does it seem like it can like reach him? Like, does he feel like he needs to disengage to get away from this thing safely?
So you're not within like a melee range. This thing is like 60 feet up the column, but if it just let go of the column, it would probably fall. To some degree. It's a pretty large creature.
60 feet up?
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's farther away than I would like for it to be. So Zed's pretty sure everyone else is distracted because Cinder's over there screaming as loud as she can or whatever she's doing. So he's going to scramble up the pillar towards this thing 30 feet until he's 30 feet away from it. And then he is going to, as he's scrambling up, like sparks are like building up on his horn and then kind of on his mouth. And then once he gets within 30 feet of this thing, he opens his mouth up and lightning blasts out of it at the thing. And it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes, a dexterity.
Breathe. Wait. No, I didn't.
23.
That's more than 15. So it will take half of, what am I, level 11 now? 3d10 damage. 1, 2, 3. Huh! It'll take 1/2 of 13 damage.
All right,
Suck
I'll round up.
Thanks. The main point of doing it, though, was that there was now a giant burst of, a 30-foot long burst of lightning over here. Zed hopes it was attention grabbing, and then he's going to just kind of let go of the pillar and drop back down.
Okay.
And take the 3d6 falling damage, right? 30 feet?
Yeah.
So he'll take 10 falling damage. That's fine. He drops down. Oof. Minus 10. And then he is going to move 10 feet away from the column and try to get, I guess, over to another column by... Wait, can he dash? Is it bonus action? Is that something Raids can do? Is it dash, dodge? Dash, just... Yeah, they can dash.
Yeah.
You can dash. I play a monk a lot somewhere else, and I forget. Monks can dodge. Rogues can disengage, I think.
Yep, they can disengage and dash.
Yeah. So, and they can both dash, right? Anyway, that's it. He runs around and gets behind another pillar and hopes that the lightning alerted everybody. He doesn't have to yell to give away his new position.
Yeah, so all of you, Sinra included, hear the crack of lightning as Zadar lets loose this long lightning bolt from his maw, striking this creature that kind of like dodges to the side a bit. And the lightning, does it have a limit to how far it goes? Is it 60 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so it just kind of hits this creature because you're at 30 feet. Got it.
Yep.
Strike a little bit to the side of the column of this creature, catching it a little bit. And for a second, it is illuminated as shards of rock burst from this column, and you see this creature pulling itself out of the ichor. You see Philly, one of her shoulders is impaled by the tail, and there's two humanoid hands that you can now see in this burst of light that come out of the tail and kind of are holding her in between the spikes. And it is the creature's turn. This creature, like this mix of a caterpillar and saber-toothed tiger, begins to scuttle down this column, climbing it almost like a gecko or a lizard. Its claws digging in, those gilded golden claws. And it is going to move 60 feet and get to the base of the column, dragging Millie with it as a free action. And as it gets to the bottom of the column, it tilts its head looking at the group of you and lets out this large roar. Meanwhile, it's going to make 2 attacks on the one person within range. Well, that one's not going to do it. Alright, that's going to do it. So you see the hands on the tail begin to curl and like pull. They're like grabbing at her skin, trying to tug her into this creature. You can see like gouges being dragged by fingernails. And she is going to take 16 piercing damage. And that is the end of its turn.
Okay.
Brodus, you're up for ban on deck.
And so we all can see it now.
Oh yeah.
So how far? Let me double check. 25 feet. We are in good range. So Brodus, it's gonna. I think I'm going to cast Witch Bolt. So, it's something, Brodus hasn't done, but like he is thinking like casting out the energy like he's done many times now with Eldritch Blast, but once like out of fear and fright, but also like he sees, Millie wants to save them, is in his mind essentially thinking he wants to send out something stronger. Just kind of throws out the energy. I mean, it's a large creature. It may hit. So that'll be plus 8, 14.
14 to hit?
Yeah.
Do you want to use a advantage?
Hell, let's make it a crit.
Okay! A crit! Alright, let's burn that one off the books then, shall we? Alright.
Just,
so, roll your damage, good sir, and make sure to double it.
10 points of damage.
And that's doubled?
Yep.
Okay. So double was not factored in yet.
Correct.
Okay. So
it was no, it was 10 total.
Oh, okay.
With the double. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. But it hit.
Yep.
So now every turn I can just 1d12 automatic.
That's fair. What does your spell look like?
Being that I write business contracts for a living, it is going to be almost like it creates near me like a blue looking pen, and then you just see a streak of just arcing ink from it.
All right. Millie is up next. unless there's anything else you would like to do, Brodus? Any movement?
I want to move behind Senra. Yep.
Easy enough to do.
Go behind Senra. Goodbye.
Mom! All right. Millie, for her turn, is going to try and break the grapple. She is just barely able to pry the barb out of her shoulder, and you hear a loud scream of pain as she kind of wrenches the arms free that have been like tearing at her, and she kind of falls prone. And she quickly like stands up. Her weapon, she doesn't look to be armed. She's disoriented, doesn't know where her weapons are, and she is going to stay where she is. And she's just kind of like trying to like gauge whether she dives to the left, dives to the right of this thing. Verban, you are up. Sinra on deck.
Okay. Seeing that she is just broken free, Verban is just gonna kick his crossbow up and aim a couple of shots. So we're gonna take shot number 1. That's 16 plus 9, so it's 25.
That'll hit.
Okay. And then I'll just do damage altogether once I figure out what it is. Second one is 17 plus 9, so assuming that one hits too.
Yep.
The second one I am going to toss a ensnaring strike on. So it will need to do a strength saving throw, DC 15. And then let's figure out damage.
It will succeed with a 16.
Okay. It is going to take 21 points of piercing damage
All right.
from the 2 crossbow bolts. So he's basically shot like a net bolt at it. You know, one of his trick arrows, trying to restrain it since it was restraining Millie, but oh well, it broke free. That's terrifying.
Yeah, I like to
And go ahead.
as the net was like flying towards it, you saw the claws just like cut through the entangling shot.
Deeply unsettling, yes. And that's it for my turn.
All right. Sinra, you are up. Kira on deck.
Right, Sandra will turn and in all this commotion shout Millie's name before she kind of hunkers down and then leaps forward over this. And can she kind of, given that she weighs a fair amount, can she kind of like either like push Millie aside, like landing where Millie is, or like to put herself between Millie and the beast?
So I will say this: you can make a push attack, which you negate the damage, but you're able to push a creature 5 feet. So
Right.
if you want to make your attack on Millie, not
And
deal
I
damage,
do
you
have
just push her.
have multiple attacks.
Yeah.
So I'll do one push on her.
All right, roll your
Like-
attack roll. I don't think they're going to contest it, so make it at advantage.
Okay, so that'll be a I don't know, 16 plus something.
If it's higher than a +2, which it is, then yes.
Yeah.
So you'd like to move her right behind you?
I would like to move her, I guess, this way, because that would be kind of like,
Okay, yeah,
Like-
5 feet.
yeah, because that would be kind of like the angle I'm coming at.
All right, yeah.
Like, shove her out of the way while I come in. And then, with and then as a bonus action, I would like to cast Spirit Shroud. As additional golden wisps of like Leonin-like forms kind of flit in the air around me, and I will choose radiant damage and then strike with my double-bladed scimitar. And I would like to use one of my very many crits.
Feel free.
Okay, cool. Thanks. So is this an undead?
This is an undead.
Okay. I need to count some d8s.
Oh no. Paladin's gonna smite.
Paladin's gonna smite. Okay. So this is a 3rd level spell. So 5d8, 6d8 plus the radiant from Spirit Shroud, 7d8 plus 2d4. So 7d8, 2d4 plus 5. So 14d8, 44. Okay.
Math is hard.
14d8 plus 44 plus 5. Is 77.
77, a very respectable number.
And yeah, that will be her entire turn. That's movement, action, bonus action.
All right. Kier, you are up. Garrock on deck.
So Kier had already plucked a flower that was turning like this mottled red, and then seeing Sinra run over and get into melee kind of changes the color. Is going to lean down to Brodus. Is this the type of thing that killed Ning?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, I definitely don't believe you. We can roll for it if you want, but I don't think I believe you. I'm
It's
pretty
like-
insightful.
It's like yes, but no. It wasn't quite the same, but yes.
The flower is going to turn almost translucent as she pops it into her mouth and just kind of says in the direction of the creature, "You're wasting our time." And I need it to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh gosh, this thing's not intelligence. Not intelligent.
That's what I was banking on.
What does a 7 do for you?
It fails. So Kier casts Tasha's Mind Whip. So you're gonna take 3d6 psychic damage. So 8 points of psychic damage. And the creature cannot use its reaction until the end of its next turn. And on its next turn, it has to choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one of the 3.
Okay.
So it can do, that's it. Just a move, a bonus action, or an action. And she's just gonna like casually start walking in its, not like kind of circling, not really in its direction, but just circling.
All
And
right,
that's her turn.
Garrock is up.
Garrock would like to I guess I don't know. Do we remember when we fought these things before, were they resistant to necrotic? Because Garrock would remember this and I don't.
Yeah.
They were resistant to necrotic. Okay. Then Lily's up. Fuck. Why does he have so many
So many necrotic spells?
so many necrotic spells?
I think his spells
I mean, it fits the
disregard
motif.
resistance to necrotic energy, maybe?
Oh, you're right. Actually, they do.
I think that's why.
Yeah,
Okay, I
it's a 6th
forgot
level
about that.
Death
Yeah.
cleric thing.
Yep.
You know what? He's going to cast Spirit Guardians, as he is going to, probably frustrated at Sinra for running off, head over in that direction.
Oh, I will. Okay.
So,
All right.
and Spirit Guardians is going to. Does it hit on the first turn?
You call forth spirits to attack you.
When the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or start this turn there. Okay, so not yet.
Yeah. All right.
And that is an action.
Zadar.
Zadar is confident that after what Scenery just did, that this thing's probably going to be paying a lot of attention to her, and she is getting it to face away from where he is, so that's great. He is going to look out from behind his little pillar, and he's going to jump over the collapsed pillar that is next to him, like vault over it, get up next to this thing, whip out the dragon tooth dagger, and go like, well, let's see what this does, and then try and stab the thing with it.
All right.
Ah! That will be. Ooh, I should have one sheet open so I know what my hit bonus is. There's a 25 hit.
That'll hit.
I assume it does. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's going to be a whole bucket full of d6s. It's going to be. What am I at now? 5, 6, 66. I will roll it in here. So 1d4 plus 66 plus 5. Or plus 6 because it's a +1 dagger. A
27 damage.
big 27 stabbing damage. Slam. And then he's going to very quickly disengage himself from all this business. And how much movement did he use? 20 feet? Great. He's got another 20 feet. And he's going to get back behind the pillar where he was before. And that's it for his turn.
All right. This creature is not looking great. You see, with your final strike, Zadar, the tail that it had attached to it severs. Almost like a skink or a gecko when they detach. With like a splurt of ichor, it begins to thrash separately. And the creature begins to like arch its back and growl. All right, and that brings it to its turn. Where
Grok's thing.
it takes 30 something.
It needs to do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, 13.
That's gonna be a failure. And then it's gonna take 3d8 necrotic, and for 13 necrotic damage.
All right.
And I believe its speed is halved.
All right. It's gonna decide to attack. So it is going to take a bite and a claw attack at Sinra. Sinra does a 24 and a 21 hit.
So I said she wasn't wearing her armor earlier, so her AC is 12.
All right. From the first attack, the slash, you take 18 slashing damage. As its claws rake you. And from the bite, that is 11 piercing damage. I need you to make a strength saving throw, DC 16.
That's going to be a success with a 19.
Alright, so as it bites into you, you feel its jaws begin to tighten as it attempts to thrash and knock you prone. And you are able to resist and kind of stay strong.
Can I, like, be holding its hand?
Oh, absolutely!
Claw.
Be like,
Okay.
"Arrgh!"
Yeah.
Brodus, you are up for man on deck. Sorry, Brodus, then Millie, then for
All right. I'm just gonna use. Well, I'm gonna move in. Hold on. Let me figure out how much. Okay, that's fine. How far am I away from? Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna move in just a little bit behind the pillar. Um, and I'm going to just maintain my witch bolt.
Okay.
So another 1d12. 4 damage,
Big
sir.
roller. Okay.
And then with my bonus action, I want to shout over to Millie. We're here to save you. You'll be okay. And throw some healing word their way.
All right. What level?
Oh, that's a good question. What level do I have open? You know what? Let's make it second level.
Okay.
Because I'm generous, but not that generous.
Brodus, a man of generosity.
7 plus 4, so hey, it's 11 points. Yeah.
She looks a lot better than she was.
Yeah. And yeah, that's my turn.
She calls out, "Oh, thanks for that. Oh, shit, you left me behind."
My bad.
And Verban, you are up. Sit on deck.
Verban is going to lower his crossbow, seeing that Sinra is like prone to strike. He's going to grab into his pouch some of the like ashes that he has, is kind of wipe them on his face, and he's going to channel divinity, path to the grave. So he is cursing this creature, so it will be vulnerable to the next attack that hits it.
Okay.
So whatever damage is done will be doubled.
All right. Kier, did it need to make a save against your spell at the end of its turn or anything like that?
No, it only affects it for that one turn.
Okay. Sinra, you are up. Kier on deck.
Okay. And you said it looks pretty bad?
Yeah.
Yep. Verban's gonna kind of like yell out what he does. It's like, Sinra, finish this.
Yeah.
I'm trying!
If this thing had blood, it would probably be bloodied.
Okay. I'm just gonna use another crit. I've got like a bunch. So I'm not smiting this time. Gonna hold some things in. Okay. So 2, 4 plus 5 plus. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 plus. Plus 5, so 24 times 2.
48.
Yeah, 48. And that was the first strike. Is it still up?
It is still up.
Okay. I will attack again. Does a 25 hit?
Yeah. Yeah. 25. That hits everything.
Okay. That's going to be 11 damage.
All right. It is still standing. It looks. Doing some quick math. Looks near death.
Okay, and bonus action, hit again. 21 hit.
21 will hit.
Okay, so that's 9 plus a d8 for 13.
All right. It is still standing. I think your swipes like break one of the golden enameled teeth off of it. and like shear off like a side of its neck. You kind of drive down to the bone, but aren't able to like decapitate the creature. As ooze kind of coagulates to like fill the wound and fill the gap, it is still standing, but barely.
Okay, that's her turn.
All right, Kier, you up. Grok on deck.
Seeing this thing still standing, all things are cleansed in fire, and she reaches into her bag and pulls out this brilliant gem, and then grabs a flower from her back that's this bright red and smashes it into it, and then holds it towards the creature and casts Chromatic Orb at 2nd level, doing fire damage. So that's a natural 20. So that's 4d8 times 2. Do you want me to roll it?
Yep. There's a chance this thing lives.
Oh, okay. Ooh, rolls like that, yeah.
With rolls like that, it might.
19 times 2 is 38. Sorry.
How do you do
Points
this?
of fire damage.
How do you do this?
So it's like just this thin little like laser pointer beam of red energy bursts forth from this gem and strikes the creature, and nothing really happens at first, but Kier just kind of puts the gem away and just starts walking back to the rest of the companions as it like bursts into flame and kind of like starts disintegrating and falling apart.
Yeah. This flame burns bright and hot for like a brief moment. I think it's like almost like a supernova. And when it kind of like dies down, the only thing remaining is like smoldering tar and the gold bones and claws.
Well, back to camp and finish that rest, I suppose. As she's kind of walking up to Brodus. You're muted.
For a second there, it wouldn't let me unclick the mute. Kier, we came here for wood. Will you help me carry it back?
Oh, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
I mean, we're already here.
Are we still in initiative? Because it sounds like we are, music-wise.
A good GM never tells.
I don't know about that.
Brodus is just gonna start grabbing wood that look like good pieces.
I would say, as far as you can see, nothing is coming for you this moment. As Brodus begins to gather wood.
Yeah, so Kier will do the same.
That's very interested in well, okay, melee looks okay, right? Like nobody's dying actively right now.
Nope.
Great. That's really interested in the gold gilded. You mentioned gold.
Yeah. There are gold gilded teeth, and looks like the paws and the claws of this creature were all made entirely out of gold, and the like blades of the paws could probably be worn as like melee weapons.
Neat. Like a fist, like brass knuckles, but made out of gold. Do they? I mean, I think you said something about there being like runes on them or something.
There were dwarven runes written on them,
and they're not there anymore.
But they are not there anymore.
It's weird. I don't know about that.
Sinra does have permanent detect magic. They are still magical.
Is there a school of magicalness that they have?
Abjuration.
That sounds good. That's a good one. Kind of. All right. I mean, he'll just scoop those up, and then he'll also collect as many of those teeth as possible. That sounds great. And his plan, I mean, not that he would share this, but just whenever everybody gets back to camp, he'll see if he can get Kier to identify it. If Kira knows how to do that. I forget.
All right. Yeah, it probably takes you like 2 or 3 minutes to just grab all of them. There are golden rib cage bones as well. So in total, you are able to get 6 rib cage bones, 2 gold enameled teeth, 4 golden enameled palms, or paws. Sorry, not palms.
2 teeth and 6 rib bones.
Yep.
Great. And then, do they have any goop? Are they covered in goop or anything?
Most of it's burned off from the fire.
Dope. Cool.
All right, and Brodus is collecting wood. Verban, what are you up to?
Verban's going to take a quick scan with his eyes of the grave. They only go out 60 feet, but he's just going to take a quick look. Is there anything that is any other undead?
Roll me a percent. Well, I mean, within 60 feet, no.
Okay. Yeah,
I think Brodus might show up on 60 feet.
Yeah. Well, he's seen that already.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Which works because he's going to go over Brodus and smack the wood out of his hand, and grab Brodus by the collar and start dragging him over to Kier.
Hey!
No, you be quiet for once, both of you. I am fed up with you running off like unattended pups. I understand you have things you want to do, but we are in a place where you will die if you do that. Respect that you are part of a pack, part of a clan. Now, if you do not want to be part of that, that is fine. Go and die. But Kier, I buried your brother, and I will not bury you. And Brodus?
Yep.
Not burying you either. Stop being dumb. Play it smart, or you are going to end up under the ground sooner than you would like.
Okay, I was just trying to get wood so that we could have better boats for tomorrow so that we could leave early and get to the dragon, not be... Okay.
You don't go alone. You go with the entire group. In this situation, if we were in a lovely forest where there is deer and foxes and all sorts of cute little creatures, go on. Go out. Go frolicking. Not here. We have one good boat and a turtle that can turn into fish, probably. And we can cast water walk.
Well, why do I need water walk in here?
I'm just saying we only need one boat. We don't... You know what I'm trying to say. Don't work around.
Okay, and he's just gonna hang his head, go grab his wood again, and take it back.
For the second time of being berated with language like this, Kier is simply going to look at Verban and say, "Oh, and where was Ning when the pack let him die?" And is going to start walking back towards camp.
Sinra.
Carrying wood, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
Noted. So, as Verban is giving a scolding to Kier and Brodus, what are you up to? And Zadar is gathering the golden bones.
She would, I guess, be crouching by Millie, or was it Philly? Which one?
It is Millie.
Millie. And pressing her claws along whatever injuries remain.
She still has like a puncture in her shoulder from where she was impaled by the tail spike. And like a few scratches.
Draw upon your resolve. You must believe in what you are doing and where you are going. And then if you push some of that out, and she's gonna like do the lay on hands to however much she needs left.
Let's see. She needs 13.
Okay, I will do all 13.
Sorry, I lied.
Oh,
13 gets her almost up to health. She needs 7 more.
well, I will give her all 15 that I have.
Whoops. Yeah, there she goes. Now she's at 55. Okay. Roll me a spellcasting check, I think. Not for punishment, but because you are asking her to do something. And I think this is a solid way to measure teaching.
That is going to be a 15 on the die, plus spellcasting, what would that be? Plus spell attack?
Yeah, that would...
Okay, so that is 22.
22. Alright. So she closes her eyes as you begin kind of pouring the magic of your order into her. Her body tenses for the briefest of moments, and you see her struggling to kind of get her mind to a place in which she can rationalize, like having come down from this extremely stressful situation. But in this moment, through your words, through your actions, there is this brief moment where things click. And she kind of adopts this expression of serenity, of certainty. And she kind of, you feel her body kind of loosen, relax. You do not expend any of your lay on hands. As she, utilizing her own energy but using you as the kind of catalyst, casts lay on hands on herself.
His eyes sort of flutter. Feel it within you. Do you feel it as well?
What was that? I ain't never done something like that before.
No. But there was a time that I had not either. It takes adversity to flourish in this dark, dangerous world.
So,
Are strong.
I mean, not as strong as you lot.
No, perhaps not. But you can be.
Anyways, what? She looks over to Brodus. What was he doing there? I followed him. He kind of wandered out. The turtle over there wasn't paying attention, was just focused on the boat. And he
Cannot
comes.
control the actions of others. Sometimes those around you make foolish choices. Sometimes you make foolish choices. Sometimes I make foolish choices. But there are... If you believe in something to guide yourself, then you will always know where to turn when uncertainty falls upon you.
Alright. Do you think we're gonna live through this? Do you think we are?
I think we can. I think we must.
She'll offer a soft nod and kind of stand up and look around. She moves about 30 feet away and pulls up her one-handed axe and where it had fallen, and she kind of puts it on her belt. And then walks back. Wait, for what it's worth, I think that, I think I'm gonna be sticking close to you. between you and me, I think Brodus is a bit an idiot.
That is between everyone around here.
Well, if she kind of looks towards Brodus as he's like walking back dejectedly, sees the wood. I don't think it's incorrect to get wood there. Like, I don't think many of us can swim in armor.
No, we will come. We will help. And later, if you have questions, you will find me. I will help you.
Alright, I can do that.
She will not.
And the rest of you are able to collect what you need and make it back to the gathering of dwarves, who are still, they've kind of tipped the boats and kind of using it as a makeshift shelter as they kind of crossbows leveled. As you approach, they kind of call out, "Oi! Did you get everything you need? Hi, everyone."
Yep.
Fucking right. Alright, well, get on in here. Find some loose timbers and stuff. Lit a bit of a fire.
Great. Sounds good. We brought wood back to make the boats work correctly, I assume.
Brodus is going to begin, like, just, where him and Kier left off. No words, just working on the boats, doing everything he can to get them in a workable, like, condition.
Okay. Roll me a survival check.
Mm-hmm. And by doing anything he can, this means if he needs to pull out of his bag to make sure to plug holes for knots or anything with like his sealing wax for letters or anything like that, he is using it, but he is not saying a word.
Okay. Noted. Make it an advantage, I think, if you're going to be willing to sacrifice any needed materials.
22.
22. All right. So it's going to take you about 4 hours.
It doesn't matter. He will take exhaustion.
Okay. So you will take one level of exhaustion. But by the end of the 4 hours, you will have replaced the rotted timbers as best you can. Any of the nails that were loose or broken, I think that you probably have a few metal objects that you're able to use within your bags. Whether they are nails or, shavings of pittons. You can probably damage your pittons if you have to. But you are able to get the ship as seaworthy as it has been in a few hundred years. Probably won't be able to survive, like, harsh conditions, but it's definitely going to be more durable than it was.
Okay.
All right. So over the next 4 hours, who is second watch?
I guess if the dwarves took over, that would be Verban.
Okay. So for man, give me a perception check.
I believe it's a 19.
19.
Yeah.
Your watch goes by peacefully. With very little happening. No loud noises, no gloopy sounds for the moment. And second watch passes. And third watch begins. 2 of the dwarves volunteered to take watch.
I think it was Sinra and Zadar as well.
Yeah. So if you would like to roll me perception. Zadar, you do actually... Something does happen. For you in particular.
Oh boy.
During the watch.
Well, that's gone forever. Wait. Wait. There it is. You see it. Reroll it. Oh my god. Wait, it's not gone forever this time though. Ooh, that's a high number. I got a 29 for
29.
my perception.
All right. So, Zadar, Sinra, the two dwarves. Nothing dangerous or eventful happens during your watch. Zadar,
Yeah, what?
you, with a 20, high 20s, the statues in the next room, you get an uneasy feeling about, but you're not sure why. You also get an uneasy feeling about the water. Now that you've had a moment to think about it and contemplate it, that is a very deep water. Not sure how far down it goes. However, towards the tail end of your watch, you hear a voice. It is... One sec, let's get some good music for this.
Voice music.
Hi, Dad. I know we haven't talked in a while. And I know we haven't seen each other in a while. I hope you've been well. I am traveling and wanted to know if we could meet up. Oh, it's Mira. In case you didn't know.
Is this a
It's ascending.
sending? Okay. How does sending work here?
You
with
get
Is it
25 word responses. If you want to vocally say it, you can, but you can
Right.
just telepathically respond.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Or that's what I was looking for. Okay. I mean, that's abrupt and bad timing. But he doesn't think that. I guess he thinks back in his reply. Pretty busy. We'll call back later. Stay safe.
You don't get another reply.
Yeah, sendings don't grow on trees.
And your watch comes to an end.
Zed will just kind of very quickly, as people are starting getting up, he'll very almost interrupting whatever waking up process Kier has. He'll go over her and just be like, did you have a chance to look at those, the things, the claws?
Had you asked me to?
I hadn't done it in character, but
Oh, can
Actually,
we
you know
say
what?
that you did?
you know what?
Or-
No, he didn't. No.
No? Okay. All right. Zed, why are you standing in front of me? This is weird.
What? No, the claws. And he'll look around for wherever he left them, and it'll take him a second, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah," and he'll go and he'll grab them from wherever he was sleeping, I guess. But these are magical. I mean, you're a magician. I was just wondering if you could identify what it does.
Yes. Give me a few minutes.
Sure.
Should
Sure.
ritually cast identify on them.
And while she's doing that, he'll just kind of sit there and he'll be like, also, do you, like, totally interrupting whatever the ritual casting, do you have any scrolls or know how to cast the sending spell?
So for 9 minutes and 50 seconds, she does not reply until she's finished casting this ritualistic spell.
Probably busy.
But afterwards, she I thought she did have it, but so afterwards she will hand the claws back, and then will I know of the magic you were speaking of, but it is not currently something in my repertoire. Is it something you are looking that will be important and needed?
Well, in case we get separated or something, it would be good. I'm just trying to take stock of who can perform what magic.
I'm fairly well versed in a lot of magics, though unfortunately due to the school where I studied for much of my life, none of them, the majority of them are not the nice kind of magic.
Okay.
But I can look into something like that for you if you'd like. It might take me a while to study and learn it, but...
No, we have other more pressing issues to deal with. I'll ask.
Definitely do. I could write a message in the sky, and if they're nearby, they would be able to read it.
Oh, well, that sounds useless.
Yes, I don't know why I know that magic. It hasn't come in handy very often.
That's fine. Thank you for your help. I'll ask Brodus or Garak later if they know how to do it.
If they do, let me know, because I'm sure I could extrapolate and figure out a way for me to be able to do it by watching them.
Sure. And he'll just he'll take the gloves and be like, "Oh yeah, what did these do?"
Oh, right. They are called the Claws of Arnan. That's AR''NAN. Once per day, you may cast Beacon of Hope with these. They count as a +1 weapon when both wielded, however, maintain no magical abilities or properties if they are separated by more than 5 feet.
What sort of weapon are they?
Either daggers or I don't think there's punching weapons in D&D 5e. So
not that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are, yeah.
Are there?
There are?
There's gauntlets, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So gauntlets or daggers, I'll accept either.
So I can sneak attack with these, huh?
Yeah.
Sick. So I'm just going to +1. If you have them on your hand, I'll go over the details about it later.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that right this second.
Well, they're doing all this stuff, and I assume other people are picking up camp and such. Can I grab Millie again?
Sure. Millie is kind of packing up their bags as you kind of catch them. She's rolling her bedroll. Oh, you need something?
I wanted to make you an offer. If you are willing to dedicate yourself to what I have been speaking to you of, then I would like to give you what aid I can in this.
Well, I ever had any prayers I said to the gods granted, so I mean, what the hell's right? I mean, no time's better than when you're about to die, right?
I know something about that too. But that is in times past, my people had guards of kings took certain oaths to protect them and protect what mattered to our people. And though they are long gone, I have found some meaning in those oaths. You do not need to take it to my people, but your people are in danger. And I can guide you in taking these oaths to protect and to guide.
All right. I mean, what do I have to say? What do I have to do? Is there like something that I should probably be doing?
Sindra will beckon her and guide her off to the side a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then while everyone else is picking stuff up and doing such, I would like to, I guess we could do it with the ceremony spell if you want.
Sure.
Or,
That's fair.
Okay. So dedication. Fuck it. I'll make your day. I'll use another one of my crits.
Oh, okay. You know what? You know what? Yeah, no, you use your crit. I almost thought about being nice, but then I realized I was nice
Nope.
once already today.
Don't be nice.
Don't be nice. So she comes over and kind of kneels down with you as you perform the spell. Do you want to describe your spell or the ritual?
I don't think we have many niceties or fineries here. But I would have her. You said she wielded a shield and a flail?
She has a shield and a one-handed axe.
One-handed axe. Okay. Then I suppose resting her weapon and her shield on the ground in front of her, and I would rest my scimitar between us as I place a clawed hand on it and guide her to put her hands on her objects as well. And then I will kind of just mostly verbally guide her, although some like wisps of sort of like gentle golden light start kind of like flittering around a little bit as she starts as she repeats the words after me.
All right. One sec. Kier, Verban, Brodus, Sidar, all of you notice as this ceremony begins, the wisps of warmth and bright energy kind of dispelling some of the darkness and the despair that has emanated from this location for eons. And almost instinctually, all eyes kind of fall as this golden bit of glow, this warmth of light fills the small room you are all in. Millie begins to rechant the words dutifully with well-mannered words, each one practiced and deliberated. And she looks up to you, Sinra.
And She will open her eyes and nod to her as the warmth kind of starts to fade. Remember that your word is your bond. What you have said here cannot be taken from you. It is you. It is a part of you.
We'll protect everything that is dear to my country, my people. I will protect those who can't protect themselves.
She kind of nods her head and starts picking up her weapon and rising.
And Millie does as the same and, goes back to her bedroll and starts rolling everything up with a little bit of a lighter step.
Okay. Cool.
Any last minute things people would like to do before we end the session?
After seeing this and finishing packing up, Kira is going to go over to Verban. About last night.
Yes.
It was comments and words like that that made me lose Ning in the first place. I know that you all did everything you could for them. And I am sorry for what I said.
If it is any consolation, there is nothing you could say that would make you any less part of my family than Ning was. I am sorry that I was not able to save them. I put a lot of effort into making sure that that never happens again.
And I will help you keep the rest of them safe too.
I will need help. They are difficult. But we are stronger together. That is nice.
Very well. She'll go like she's gonna reach out towards him and then just kind of turns and goes back to helping wherever she can.
The Thunderjug's cloak lights up with a little bit of warm yellow neon light signs for a brief moment. And somewhere in the background, Brodus screams from first-degree burns as his cloak erupts in flame for the day. And that's where we're going to end today's session. So, I would love to, hear three things from all of my wonderful players who joined me today. They are wonderful friends and wonderful people. Who are they? Where can we find them? And what are some projects you're working on, if any?
Oh gosh, Troke's not here still. I am L. I go by L Street Gaming on everything. Twitter, I stream random games on my own Twitch. You can find me here every other Tuesday for Shards of Anarion. I typically stream on Monday nights lately, with the exception of yesterday because of the Lunar New Year, doing Hunt Showdown with Graham, which has been really fun, and I just hope that becomes our new Monday thing, low-key. And then on Saturdays, I like to play really hard games that are difficult and frustrating, and I like to rage and yell at my computer at 7 in the morning on a Saturday and wake everybody in my house up. Other than that, you can find me kicking around the Free Forge, where I am one of the leaders. I don't have a title yet. We're working on it. We get a lot of awesome, cool, fun things going on. Keep an eye on that Twitter tomorrow. There's a special announcement coming. Yeah, come hang out with us. Derek.
Thanks, Al. Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. I played for Ban, the Knoll Ranger Cleric, and most of my projects are on hold right now because I'm planning a big move that's hopefully in the upcoming months. Let's see. In the meantime, you can find me here on Graham Cracker's channel every other Tuesday, of course, for Shards of Anarion, and every Friday for Gold Chain Investigation Agency, where I am joined by Graham and Pharaoh. And yeah, a lot of the projects that are kind of on hold, you can see, I guess, like I'm gonna sound really old, the reruns of them, the VODs. I also have a podcast, so you can listen to that too. But there's like Horizon's Call Season 1. You can find that on YouTube, on Eva Sariot's channel. Then the podcast Monster Crush, where I talk about smooching monsters. You can find that wherever podcasts are found. We'll hopefully have some new episodes here soon once my co-host gets out of her graduate program. My biggest claim to fame is about 2 hours ago, I was quote retweeted by Travis McElroy, so I'll be riding that high for a little while. That's all I got, I think. Fox.
Well, hey everyone, I'm Fox, or TTRPG Fox. You can find me there on Twitter. And let's see, it's a new year. Some of my projects are still ongoing. Took a little side moment for the holidays, and we'll be picking back up. And then, yeah, just some offline campaigns, and enjoying my new setup finally. So, yeah, that's things going on with me. And I will pass it off to Pharaoh.
Hey, it's Pharaoh. I played Sienna today. You can find me on Fridays on this here channel where I play Utaka, a Water Genasi cleric rogue, who is not having a good day. He may have almost turned into a giant scorpion. I don't know. We'll see. Things aren't going great. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at Ferocious, which is spelled as it is in the chat. And I am not currently in any other projects, but I'm interested in being. So we'll see.
I'm Vinny. I'm the last one. I played Zadar, the rogue guy, who owns a number one dad mug, but the one has been scratched off. Just a blank space there. And what am I working on? I don't know. I'm working on I work on sessions for West March's campaign that I play in DMN periodically, and I wrote a session for it recently titled "The Mists of Motherloft," and that's what I've been working on. And that's it. I'm done talking now.
Hi everybody, my name is Graham, or Graham Crackers if this is your first time tuning into the channel. Here at Graham Crackers, we are all about making memories with friends, whether those are through MMORPGs, TTRPGs, or RPGs. I had the delight of DMing for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Outside of that, you can find me every Friday playing Geharis Nervos, Blackmont, in the Gold Chain Investigations campaign at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, or you can find me here usually on Mondays, where I will play some sort of game or video game with friends, because, you know what, we are all here for a short time, so let's make all the memories and upload them on the internet where they will live forever until the end of man. But outside of that, in a week or so, we will be uploading our casting calls and audition forms for new DMs for the channel for the 2022 year. So do you have a story that needs to be told, or you just cripplingly need friends on the internet, well, look no further, because we are all friends here, and you are always welcome. Outside of that, I've got no other projects because I am a tired boy who just wants to sleep. Maybe hibernate for a few months. But for now, we play D&D. I wish you all the best, and we will catch you all soon. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you when we see you. So goodbye for now, and take care of yourselves.
Love y'all. Have a good night.